Ladies and gentlemen, August 2024 is here, and some way, somehow, we're still getting brand new Nintendo Switch games. It sounds absolutely insane, and it's not like shovelware or anything. There's some major titles coming out. So in this video, we're going to go over the best Nintendo Switch games coming out in August. Let's go and get right into it. The Switch came out March of 2017. It is August of 2024, or almost August, it's like a day away, just bear with me here. We are still getting brand new, amazing Nintendo Switch games this late in a console's life. I don't know how it's possible, but I'm very thankful. So in this video, we're going to check out the best games you need to know in August. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. Thank you for all the amazing support lately. It's been kind of overwhelming, so thank you so much, and let's go and get right into it. The first game we're talking about today is Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Bring in your bounty, dead or alive. Let the hunt begin. In this classic third-person action adventure, you'll become Jango Fett, prime clone of the Grand Army of the Republic, hired to capture a deranged Dark Jedi. You get to relive this timeless tale, experience the legendary bounty hunter fantasy set before the events of Star Wars Episode II Attack of the Clones, face off against foes, and maneuver through acrobatic battles. In this adaptation, optimized for today's consoles and hardware, you are armed to the teeth. Fight your way through the galaxy's underbelly, equipped with dual blasters, your flamethrower, whipcord, and pure Mandalorian rage. I'm not really sure why, but Star Wars games have kind of been hit or miss lately. I think this one captures everything we want in a Star Wars game, especially since it's kind of something we've done before. So yeah, not a bad way to start off the month. The next game we're talking about is Thank Goodness You're Here. After arriving early for a big meeting with the mayor of a bizarre northern English town, a traveling salesman takes time to explore and meet the locals, who are all very eager to give him a series of increasingly odd jobs. This is a comedy platformer, which unfolds over time as the player's exploration and antics leave their mark on a strange town. With each completed odd job, the areas of the town open up, stranger and stranger tasks become available, and the clock ticks towards our salesman's big meeting. In this game, there's handcrafted animation and an original story based on traditional Yorkshire folklore. Just seeing this game coming out and like how good it looks, it makes me very happy. This reminds me of the old Nintendo. I'm not sure if this is on other consoles or anything, but this just reminds me of games from back in the day. Weird and wacky stuff. I hate to sound like a broken record, but everything wants to be a huge blockbuster action hit these days, a huge open world adventure. But with every game wanting to be that, they all just kind of blend together. So this makes me very happy. Now let's talk about Cat Quest 3. You will play as a swashbuckling pervertier, get it, in this 2.5D open world action RPG set in a fantastical pirate themed world. You are searching for the Northern Star, a long lost mythical treasure. Alongside your trusty spirit companion, set sail in your very own ship. But beware, the seas are dangerous. The cutest action RPG you know and love returns for a colorful adventure. So I was trying to read off some of the description here and then give you some of my own thoughts. But honestly, every other line has a pun or like a play on words, and everything has the word purr in it, or possum or something, or meow this, or blunder puss, or it's just so much cat lingo. I don't need to do that to explain this game to you. Cat Quest 1 and 2, not exaggerating, are some of the best RPGs on the Switch. They often go on sale all the time. And like, yes, it's a cat game, but they're so freaking fun, so engaging. And this is only full priced at $20, but the other ones often go on sale for like $5, $3, $7, something like that. So in my opinion, they're worth every single penny. Definitely check this one out. Now let's talk about a game called Eden Genesis. Eden Genesis is a platform game focused on fast-paced trials, quick reflexes, and a rich story in a cyberpunk world dominated by neon lights and corporations. Take control of Leah, a young cyborg lady, and overcome challenging trials to liberate her corrupted mind. In the not-so-distant future, corporations rule the world, providing ways of increasing the physical and intellectual capabilities of the common folk. And this is all at a very high price. One of my favorite games of all time is Cyberpunk 2077, and playing that and getting into it, I've really got into everything cyberpunk related. So now I was doing research for this video, I found this game, I said, whoa, we've really got something going on here. And unfortunately, a lot of great games just slip through the cracks. So I'm here to tell you about this game today, so if you get a chance, definitely check out Eden Genesis. Now let's talk about SteamWorld Heist 2. All is not well on the waves, and a crisis is brewing. A water crisis. Mysteriously, this precious resource has turned deadly. Take charge as Captain Leeway, joined by his ragtag crew of steambots, to uncover the menace that's threatening the Great Sea. In the heat of battle, you need to focus, and aiming is key. So take aim and let your shots ricochet with deadly accuracy. Every move counts as you strategize your way to victory, using your environment to your advantage and bouncing bullets off surfaces to outmaneuver your enemies. I'm not really sure how many SteamWorld games there are, but there's quite a few. And a great thing about them, maybe, I don't know, from like a business perspective, I don't know how great it is, but a great thing about them is they often go on sale for like $2 or $3. And at that price, you're like, this game is probably horrible. I think the franchise is getting a little bit more popular as we go, so I think this one will probably do a little bit better than the older ones. But regardless, if you've never checked these games out, it's definitely worth looking into. The old ones are great, and I'm sure this one is going to be as good, if not better. Now let's talk about a game called The Godfeather, a Mafia Pigeon saga. An honest person used to be able to make a living, but now your enemies have moved and flocked up the whole operation. The Godfeather tasks you with taking back the old neighborhood, one borough at a time. The Godfeather is a Mafia Pigeon roguelike combining elements of stealth, open world exploration, and poop. Like lots of poop. I'm not even exaggerating, that's kind of what the game's about. Use all the powers of pigeon persuasion to dominate the neighborhood. When HQ radios in your next target, you'll want to pay a visit as soon as possible. Swoop in to strike fear in your enemies, loot dumpsters to reload, and scour the neighborhood for the fabled golden twigs of Pigeonland. So you're probably not going to hear anybody else talk about this game, but I think games like this serve a purpose. I had to dig around and search a little bit to find something like this, because if you check everybody else's videos about the best Switch games coming in August, they're probably going to be all the same games, so I tried to mix it up a little bit and add something a little extra. But yeah, this game looks pretty fun, pretty goofy, check it out. So the big Nintendo first party release for August is Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. Investigate a brutal crime and its connection to an urban legend. A student has been found dead. His head was covered with a paper bag with an eerie smiling face drawn on it, much like the victims of Emio. As an assistant private investigator, you are tasked with helping police solve this crime, which is reminiscent of a series of unsolved murders from 18 years ago. Has a serial killer returned? Or is this the work of a copycat? Are these crimes inspired by the Smiling Man story? Or are they the origin of it? Discover the answer to these questions and more as a member of the detective agency in this intense story of suspicion and isolation. You'll need to learn a lot about the personalities and backstories of the other characters if you want to discover the truth. Who is harmless and who is keeping important secrets. So if I'm not mistaken, it's been like multiple decades since we've got a new Famicom Detective Club game, and I could not be more excited for this. I know this is a very niche game, and it's probably going to do better in Japan, but in my opinion, it looks like it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. So if you get the chance, or you want to try something a little different, I would definitely check this one out. And the last game we're talking about today is Gundam Breaker 4. So I've always been a huge fan of Mobile Suit Gundam and just kind of any Gundam related stuff. I've probably been watching it since the late 90s when I was a little kid, but I just love it. I remember playing Gundam games all the way back on the PS1. This has me very excited. Again, this is more of a niche game, but I actually got to play the beta for this on the Switch. Maybe like a week or two ago, I was just looking up free Switch games, and the open beta just happened to be there for like another day. What I played, it was solid. You get to choose over 250 base kits and combine their parts to build your ultimate Gundam, and then take control of it in a variety of intense combat missions, and put it to the test as you battle tough opponents in online or single player modes. You can use 2 different weapons at once and break off parts of your enemies to add them to your own collection. It's your loot and you get to keep it and use it. And what a cool premise. Like, that just makes sense as something you would probably do in real life if you had a real Gundam. From what I got to see, just with the small amount of time I got to play this game, I was highly impressed. So yeah, Gundam Breaker 4, definitely worth checking out. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how they're doing it. August 2024, and we still have a bunch of amazing Switch games coming out, and it shows no signs of slowing down, at least the rest of the year. But I'm not complaining, man. I love good games. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts and opinions, any games you'll be picking up in August, or any games you think I missed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could. We are growing on both platforms. So yeah, follow me if you could. Join the community. It's a lot of fun. And you guys know me. I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.